Hey guys, welcome to part 3 in this mini video series where we're exploring all things Achilles pain and Achilles tendinopathy. In this final video, I am going to share with you a 12-week progressive rehab plan that you can actually follow at home or in the gym to start rebuilding the strength in your calves and in your Achilles tendon. Now, if you've not yet watched part 1 and part 2, make sure you go and do that first to understand the anatomy and how to manage your symptoms. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss future videos. Right, let's get on with this one. So weeks 1 to 4, we're going to be doing isometric exercises and some seated strengthening work. So isometrics are where we contract a muscle without moving the joint. This gives us the ability to strengthen up the tissues without further aggravating things by asking it to do too much movement. So it's a pretty simple one to do. All you're going to need is some kind of step or elevated platform so you can raise your feet up off the floor. And here is what we do. So you're going to stand on your step so that the balls of your feet and your toes are on the step, but the rest of the foot is hanging off. You're then going to start with the foot as flat as you possibly can, and you're just going to hold that position. You're going to hold that for about 45 seconds. Use something to keep you balanced if you need to. If not, take the balance away. Okay, when you're doing 45 seconds in that position, you're going to slightly elevate the heel and do 45 seconds in that position. Okay, and then you're going to slightly lower the heel and do 45 seconds in that position. When you've done all three with the legs straight, what we're then going to do is repeat with the legs slightly bent. So again, slightly bent, starting with the foot flat, hold for 45 seconds, feet elevated, heels elevated, 45 seconds, and then heels dropped, 45 seconds. Okay? Now obviously when you first start this, if it's too painful to get up to 45 seconds, then just do what you can and slowly build up towards that 45 seconds over those first 4 weeks. If you find that you're hitting 45 seconds really quickly and it feels a little bit too easy, then make it more challenging by actually doing it on just one side. Prioritize obviously the side that is affected, the side that's sore, but there's no reason you can't do both sides to make sure you're building nice rounded strength in both legs. I'd recommend that you do this 3 times per week, once per day. So for the next exercise that you're going to be doing in weeks 1 to 4, you're going to need to be in a seated position so that your feet can comfortably touch the floor. Now all we're going to do here is do some basic strengthening work without putting too much load through the tissues to again build a little bit of strength without creating any extra irritation. So all we're going to be doing here is in this position, we're going to lift our heels up as high as we can get them, contracting the calf muscles to do so, and then lower back down, like so. You may find that this feels too easy straight away. We're going to aim for up to 15 repetitions, but if you get to 15 and find that's way too easy, then add a little bit of weight by just pushing down with your hands onto your thighs to make things a little bit harder, like so. What I recommend you do with this one is, again, we're going to do it 3 times per week for those first 4 weeks. And I recommend you do this one twice through. So 15 repetitions, have a little rest, repeat for 15 repetitions, adding that weight if you need to, okay? So weeks 5 to 8, we're going to start stepping things up a little bit more by incorporating some more loaded movements, okay? So we're going to do lots of different types of calf raises on this one. Okay, so you're going to start off again with your step. Okay, feet in the same position as last time, but this time we're actually going to drop the heels down as far as they'll go and then raise up. And we're going to do repetitions of this, like so. So we're going to work up towards doing 15 repetitions with our knees straight. Then again, we're going to bend the knees and do the same thing, like so. Okay, again building up to 15 repetitions, And then we're going to do some with our feet further back. So leaning against the wall, drop the feet further back, drop the calves down, the feet as low as they'll go, and then push up in that position. Okay, and that's all the exercises we're going to do in weeks 5 to 8, but what you're going to do is you're going to steadily progress them over that period. So start off doing it as I've done here, using both feet at the same time. When that feels too easy, when you can do 2 sets of 15 reps on all of them, then step up to doing it on just one single leg. When that starts to feel too easy, you can do it on one leg again, but hold a weight, hold something to make it a little bit more challenging as you work through those 4 weeks. Again, you're going to do it 3 times per week, and you're going to aim for 2 sets of 15 reps per each of those exercises. Okay, so weeks 9 to 12, the final part of this little rehab program. What we're going to do is we're going to start introducing some more dynamic movement rather than everything being so static, and we're going to start introducing a little bit of explosivity. So the first exercise we're going to do is actually just to walk around with our tiptoes. So come up as high as you can with your tiptoes and just walk around the room. Work in all sorts of different directions, so forward, backwards, right, left, diagonally. Okay, what I recommend is build up towards being able to do that for a minute. Once you've done it with straight legs, you're also then going to do it with your knees bent. Okay, looks a little bit weird, but it's very effective. So again, walking in all sorts of different directions, and again, build up towards doing that for a minute. When you can do a minute and that feels too easy, get a rucksack on, load it up with some weight, and start putting a bit more weight through those tissues. Okay, that's exercise 1. Again, you're going to do that 3, this time up to 4 times per week. So the next exercise we're going to do then is to add some explosivity into things. So we're going to start off by simply just jumping on the spot. So a little bend of the knees, jump up and land with soft knees. Nice and simple. Okay, to make this one a little bit harder, you can then progress towards doing more of a tuck jump. So you explode up a little bit higher and bring the knees in so that you've got more of an explosive landing and explosive takeoff. Okay, you're going to work up towards doing 10 of those for 2 sets, again 3 to 4 times per week. We're also going to do some single leg hopping, so take one foot off the floor and just hop on the spot like so. Okay, landing again with nice soft knees on both sides. And progress this one by actually traveling around with it, like so. Again, 2 sets, 10 repetitions, 3 to 4 times per week. And the final thing you're going to do, which you can do every day, all week long, is just stand on one leg. So nice soft knee, take the other foot off the floor and just balance on the spot. When you can do up to a minute of this without really having to think about it, then start making it a bit harder by closing your eyes. And this is a great way just to build strength in all the tissues that surround the ankle and help support the Achilles tendon. Now with this final part of the rehab program, there's no reason you have to stop at 12 weeks. You can actually keep progressing this one by making things more and more challenging. When it comes to jumping, there's no limit as to how far you can take it. You can start jumping up onto boxes, you can start jumping over things, you can start landing in different positions or doing it off unbalanced surfaces, all sorts of stuff. So I recommend with this, when you hit that 12 weeks and when that pain is pretty much completely gone, keep building up that explosive power, because it's just going to really build that strength to help reduce the chances of the tendinopathy and the pain coming back in the future. Okay, so there we have it. That is your 12-week Achilles rehab program. Now, obviously, I mentioned tendinopathy and Achilles pain a lot throughout that video, but there's no reason you can't follow that same structure if you're rehabbing a torn or sprained Achilles tendon. Just make sure you're following your doctor's advice if you've had to have surgery on it or if you've been in a boot, and take it a little bit more cautiously and a little bit slower to ensure you're not re-tearing any of those tissues. Likewise, if you find that actually your pain is a bit more significant and you're struggling to progress at the pace that I have done in this video, there's absolutely no reason you can't slow things down. You couldn't do weeks 1 to 4 as weeks 1 to 8 and really take your time with it. Again, regress some of the exercises if you need to. Just pick the ones that don't cause you any significant pain and try and keep that pain lower than a sort of 4 or 5 out of 10. Any higher than that is just going to do more bad than good. Okay, I hope that helps, guys. If you've got any questions, then please feel free to stick them in the comments and I'll answer you when I get a chance. Make sure you like this video if you have found it useful, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss future videos. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.